Jamjoom Pharma enjoyed incredible results in Q1, a 94% surge in profit. And I'm joined by the CEO of Jamjoom Pharma, Tarek Hosni. Nice to see you, Tarek. Congrats on nearly doubling your Q1 profit year on year, and you attribute this to a rise in revenues. What factors drove revenues in Q1?
Thank you, Ramya, first for having me. And yes, it's a remarkable point in Jamjoom Pharma history in general. We just did our listing in the main stock market in Saudi Arabia less than 10 days ago, and it coincided now with the first quarter results, which came phenomenal, I hope, and satisfactory to investors who put their trust in us. Many factors, quite honestly, Ramya, contributed to this, not the least of them, the transformation that we have made over the last couple of years. I joined in April 2021, and we were busy since then transforming, performing, and IPOing as well, taking the company into becoming a listing company. And thanks God, we've been successful at every front, building a very strong leadership team that drove all this, a compelling strategy and vision for the company going forward that drove part of the results, as you quite rightly mentioned, the top line results, but as well, very strict control and monitoring of the bottom line results as well, that contributed into almost doubling our profitability. Market in general were very generous, was very generous to us in Saudi and then other key markets across Middle East and Africa. Most of the markets have performed better than expected. We got as well, as you mentioned correctly in your coverage yesterday, it's very good price increases in some of our key markets, namely Saudi and others. So all these factors really, and many others, have contributed into this success.
Now, as you mentioned, Jamjoom floated 30% of its shares on the Saudi bourse, and you raised nearly $336 million in doing so. How are you using these funds?
Yeah, that's a good question, and actually more of a question to the investors. That's their money, basically the people who have built this company over the last few decades, and the vision that came beyond this. In all honesty, I believe that we have never been short of investing in the right direction in this company. Before my time joining Jamjoom Pharma, the shareholders did this, and I think they will continue to do this as well. When a good opportunity is hitting the surface, and we do the right feasibility study, and we believe that it will be a really good reflection on the business, I don't think anyone will cut the company short. But away from this money that we have raised, I want to remind our investors as well, one of our great phenomena at Jamjoom Pharma is that this is a company which is very much good when it comes to liquidity. We raise a lot of cash across our journey and on annual basis, hence the 50-60% dividend that we pay to our trusted investors. So I don't think we will, any real good opportunity, I don't believe that we will cut the business short and will jump on it, but let's hope that opportunities arise.
And speaking of opportunities, I mean, your IPO was priced at the top of the range. It was 67 times oversubscribed. Does this provide some impetus for Jamjoom to float more shares in future?
You never know. I mean, this was really our first attempt to go public, and we put a lot of trust in the fundamentals of the country first. Saudi Arabia, we've been very lucky as to be a Saudi-based company. Also, we operate in many other markets across the regions and the globe. But we put a lot of trust in the fundamentals of the country, but in our own fundamentals at Jamjoom Pharma that people were witnessing over the years as well. And quite honestly, the reflections that came over the last this is, believe it or not, Ramya, this is the 5th day of trading. And as you said correctly, we did the listing on the 20th of June. Share price was 60 at the time of listing. Share price today is trading at above 100 riyal, which show a lot of trust in the fundamentals of the company, the prospects of the existing business, and the future business of the company. And I promise that we will never let the investors down.
Thanks so much for chatting with us today. Congrats once again on those great numbers. CEO of Jamjoom Pharma, Tarek Hosni.